The gold medal game of the 5-on-5 men's basketball category of the Olympics is upon us. Before the competition even started, USA has been the heavy favorites due to the fact that their team is quite literally the Avengers equivalent of basketball. But with this team's existence comes one of the biggest questions of all time. Could Star Rail characters defeat this team in an Olympic game? Now, to answer this question, we will have to lay down some ground rules. Number 1, FIBA basketball rules, which means you can't just fly down to the other side of the court. I feel the need to have to say this because apparently some people who watched the ZZZ video actually think it would be legal to just glide to the basket. Number 2, men only, because we're in the men's 5v5 category. And plus, the women in Star Rail would absolutely eviscerate the USA team. I actually have them winning by 15. It's that unfair. Number 3, there will be no injuries during the entire match and everyone will be healthy. Number 4, we will be assuming that all of the Star Rail characters have trained for an entire month leading up to the game and as such are in their peak physical primes. And finally, number 5, murder is not legal. With that out of the way, it's time to introduce the roster for Team Star Rail. For our point guards, we have Kailis and Luka, not Doncic, you Mavericks fans. Both are listed at under 6 feet, but they should be able to hold their own just well enough. As for the two guards, we have lethal 3-point scorers in Dr. Ratio and Boot Hill. For the forwards, starting with small forward, we have Don Hong, Argenti, and Jing Yuan, followed up with Blade, Welt, and Luocha. And finally, we have the tallest motherfucker in the game, Gallagher at center, with Japard as the Nas Reed of the team. It's obvious that the weakest link on this team is Welt. He's old and would not be able to keep up at the same speed as all the other players on the court, basically reducing his role down to what Andre Iguodala was on the 2022 Warriors team. But just like Iguodala, not only would he be able to shoot a clutch shot with the Martians pointing the death beam at Earth, he would also be a pretty good leader for the team. This man has his charisma stat maxed out, so there would be no issues with communication between members. As for the best player, there is no doubt that it's Dr. Ratio, and it's genuinely not even close. Not only is he a member of the Genius Society, but his ultimate attack is quite literally him calculating a building being dropped on your head. You cannot convince me that this man wouldn't find the algebraic equation of a full court shot. Polynomial of African American male equals shoot and score. The biggest mismatch with this team would easily be the small forward position. Not to bag on the ability of the 3 Star Rail forwards, but the juggernaut rotation of LeBron, KD, and Jason Tatum would definitely not be easy. And remember, teams have lost to USA without JT even playing a singular minute. They would have more than enough firepower to demolish the 3 matchup. However, where Team USA does lose is in 3-point scoring. Boot Hill and Dr. Ratio would obliterate Derek White, Ant, and Booker. I'd even go so far as to say they would outshoot the chef himself. It's clear that Dr. Ratio is the best scorer on the floor, but don't underestimate Boot Hill's capabilities. This man could easily drop 15 on your head at any given moment. Moving on, we have the point guard position, where USA definitely has the edge. Drew Holiday is pretty tall for a point guard already, so if you put him up against the tiny guards of Team Star Rail, he'll look like the son of Tony Allen and Gary Payton mixed with even more Drew Holiday. Yes, Luka is extremely strong, but he definitely would not be able to muscle his way through once a double team gets called on him. AD, Embiid, or Bam could just double team anyone in the post, and the Star Rail bros would not have a chance whatsoever. So if the Star Rail team gets f***ed over on the offense, they would have to make up for it on defense. So would they? Maybe. All of them are extremely fast, so no one's gonna get dropped on a drive unless someone pulls out a crossover. Perimeter defense would definitely be their best since the inside would just get dominated by bigs. Plus, a lot of these dudes do have really high vertical jumps, so contesting shots would definitely not be an issue. On the interior though, it doesn't matter how high your vert is if LeBron and Ant are still gonna put your ass on a poster. Going back to offense, let's talk about cuts. It's obvious that slashing and ISOs would not work against the Team USA roster. Maybe if the person guarding you was Curry or Halliburton, maybe Booker, but I still don't see it working for the Star Rail guys. Blade, Don Hung, Argenti, and Jing Yuan would definitely pull out some insane backdoor cuts. All of them are pretty agile in their own rights, and easy cuts would probably be the best way to generate buckets. But other than this, their only real strategy is running a pick and roll offense. Gallagher and Japard would be some absolute walls on screens, so they could definitely create some shooting opportunities extremely easily. This also allows them to stay versatile, as they could just have either Ratio, Boot Hill, or Kailis as the ball man to drain a long ball, or have Blade, Jing Yuan, Dan Hung, or Luocha to create some insane layups and dunks. Don't underestimate Team USA either though. KD's scoring mixed with LeBron's transition game and the inside work from AD and Bam would be enough to break down any lead that Team Star Rail has. KD is a damn near 7-footer hitting mid-ranges out the ass. He literally practices his shooting form inside of clubs. This man would absolutely humiliate anyone guarding him. Likewise, LeBron would go downhill fast as f and hit an easy fast break layup. And even the role players would be doing some insane work. Jason Tatum doesn't even play games. That's how stacked this team is. Now with all that being said, Who's the winner? That's something really easy to answer because it all comes down to who would score better. I'd say Ratio would be able to get 4 half-court shots during the game before he gets doubled on every possession like he's prime Curry. Once he gets benched, KD, Ant, and Bam would go on some insane run to get the lead back in USA's favor. Once this happens, Don Hung and Blade pull out some dynamic duo bullshit to keep the game close until the 4th quarter. At this point, someone would tell LeBron that it's 2018, also Jordan is better than him if he loses, and USA would go on a 10-0 run. USA would be up 15, Jason Tatum would be screaming, "We did it!" But then Dr. Ratio hits back-to-back-to-back full court shots, along with Argenti hitting the most graceful f***ing layups you will ever see in your life, causing the game to be pushed into overtime. From here, Team Star Rail dominates. Dr. Ratio would be hitting off-ball screen 3-pointers, while Gallagher forces mismatches with the smaller guards in order to muscle his way to the basket. Team USA would get a few easy shots in, but it would be too late as Team Star Rail would already win by 6 points. Jason Tatum would scream, "We didn't do it!" and Dr. Ratio wins Olympics MVP. This would cause LeBron to fall into depression, causing him to put Boycott Hoyaverse on his Twitter account and start playing Wuthering Waves or some shit, I don't know.